spell all right.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2020 horror film Shortcut, a film that is directed by Alessio Ligure and it stars Jack Kane, Xander Elmano, Zach Sutcliffe, Sophie Jade Oliver and Molly Dew. Now the film focuses on a group of kids on like a minibus. It doesn't actually make it clear if they're on like a school trip or something like that. However, they are travelling cross country and they have to take a shortcut because there is a blockage in the road. Whilst on this shortcut, they actually get abducted by a guy at gunpoint, and then they break down the middle of a tunnel. The lights go out and they are set upon by a bloodthirsty creature. Right. What are my thoughts on Shortcut? Well, this is a film that I missed when it first came out, even though it says 2020 release. I think it was mainly released to the masses in 2021. I don't remember getting a centre screener for this or anything like that, but I spotted this. I can't remember where I saw it advertised. Could have been Facebook, could have been YouTube, something like that. And I thought it looked pretty interesting, so I thought I'd check it out. And while, you know, I don't necessarily feel as though my hour and 20 minutes was wasted completely, I wasn't particularly a huge fan of this film, if I'm being really, really honest. I thought it was pretty generic, nothing we haven't seen before and done better. We've seen this film done better many times before, this kind of thing. And while I thought there were some decent moments in the film, it didn't necessarily leave its mark on me, and it didn't certainly feel memorable in any way, shape or form. Now, some of the issues I had with this film was, number one, like I say, it wasn't clear why they were on this bus, these kids. Who were these kids? It was almost like there was a mixture of American kids and English kids, and who are they? Why are they on this bus? The bus driver had an American accent. It looked like they were in Europe. The bus was actually quite a unique looking bus. I quite like the design of it, you know. But it's just like, who are these kids? Where are they going? Sort of thing. And another thing, these kids in general, they felt like a group of drama students. You know, it's like they almost went round to, you know, half a dozen drama schools or schools that teach drama and sort of said, you know, give us some kids for this film. Because these kids were all kind of given these it's not their fault really, they were kind of given these really generic parts to play. So you've got this tough kid, you know, you're playing the hard nut sort of thing, keeps everyone at arm's length, very sweary. You've got the smart kid, you've got the hero kid, the needy kid. You've got all these different types, you know, that tick in certain boxes for a film like this, and to be honest, it felt old-fashioned, you know what I mean? You kind of saw these in the 80s and the 90s. You don't necessarily need to kind of label these kids now and make them all stand out and give them these labels sort of thing. Just give us realistic portrayals of kids today sort of thing. And I don't necessarily think the film did that. But also I think as well some of the actors on display here tried too hard. It was almost like, you know, they were in a drama class. They overacted at times, and I felt like they just tried a little bit too hard. So I didn't necessarily buy all the performances either. Now, I don't necessarily think the performances would be categorised as bad. They just, like I say, I just didn't necessarily buy some of them. They were a little bit forced, and they probably didn't get necessarily the direction that they needed at all times. And some of the kids as well, they kind of tried to give, certainly one in particular that I can remember, they had to give him like the light humour thing, sort of thing. They have to make one of them the funny one, I suppose. And again, it was just like, you know, horror movie 101 stuff. You don't need to follow these rules, you know what I mean? Break the rules, make your own film. Now, saying all that, like I said, there were some pretty tense moments here in the film. I thought the effects for this creature were pretty good. didn't necessarily. I mean, they tried their best to explain what this creature was, but that just kind of raised more problems for me because there was this guy who's been hunting this creature for 40 years because it took his sister, which we get a little bit of his backstory on. And you'd think after 40 years preparing to find and kill this creature, you'd have done a better job than they did, because these kids come across it, and they're kicking its ass almost, within a few hours of meeting it. Another thing as well, this guy, this abductor with the gun, who kind of takes over this bus at gunpoint, just didn't need to be in the film at all. It offered nothing at all to the film. It didn't offer anything. If it was a plot point to lead to the bus breaking down or something like that, you could have understood it, but it didn't. The bus just broke down. Look, this is a watchable creature feature. It's not going to stand out. It's not memorable in any way, and I've certainly seen a lot better, which is the reason why I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. I've probably been a little bit generous there with that score as well. But like I said, I didn't really dislike it or anything like that, but it just wasn't memorable at all to me. So let me know, guys, if you've seen this film in the comments, what you thought of it. And of course, I'll be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.